this, and I don't care how I'm looking right now. I've been going back and forth for several days about whether or not to even to let the downloads come through to bring to you because it seems like it was a struggle, even though I know this information is very important. Okay, so basically, the illusion master illusionist. Okay, these old supposed leaders of the black movement really revealed their hand and how close they were in my life because of now them being found out to be liars and manipulators in order to take the divine feminine position, okay, and steal energy and siphon energy right along with the with this person's daughter. That's how the wolves and lions got an alliance together. That's how come I know that. I'm sorry, you guys, if none of this makes any sense to you because it's not for you. If the people that it makes sense for, it will make sense for. Okay. So, like the tragedy, I'm gonna start right there. Go ahead and speak on it. The tragedy with this mixed young man took place like walking distance from where I came to. So that day we seen like 4 or 5 boats just lined up in the water. So we said we're gonna walk out there that night. We walked out that night right on the beach, right across from where the Horn Island and all that is at. Okay, it was all the boats was out there. Usually they'll be lit up, and every one of them will shoot off their fireworks show. But my partner said it's strange that they only one boat did a fireworks show. So then the next day I hear that this boy was supposed to be with a group of white boys, and all of a sudden this and that and the third happened. Look, I know I see the what's going on here. Okay, this is way deeper than it could ever get. Okay, and truths are being revealed. Okay, so the reason why I'm not a daughter of Zion is not going to, it's a tragedy, but you have to see now that my brother that you with is willing to sacrifice they willing to sacrifice and do whatever as long as they can stay in their position. Now they running down here. Now, the reason why I'm not standing in solidarity because the way that the mother of this child, this is what I'm talking about. She wasn't in solidarity with us. So obviously she didn't see herself as us. So her son is not our son. Okay. But other than that, what are you talking about? Anyway, who is that? It doesn't matter, sweetheart. Obviously, I'm talking to you because you're on here. But anyway, sweetheart, let me finish. So like I said, all this that's been going on with the stolen money, the government, the police, the officials, all this shit happening. Literally, we was out there at the fireworks show at where the boats was at that night, and I could walk back and forth to the house, okay? But I don't see none of the friends of this lady because all his friends were of a Caucasian race. So I'm sure most mothers, they get in good with the other mothers. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is as far as I'm concerned. But it's definitely a tragedy. But the daughters of Zion ain't worried about that being an issue for our children because we know what we have to do for ours. Because don't nobody come running to our rescue. Now our brothers is running over here, or what's supposed to be our brother, because they ain't none of mine. Talking about what they doing, this and that. It's all like a money screen, a gab and a money screen. Okay. There's nothing behind me, literally. But anyway, so this whole thing that I've been going through, and all the stuff that's been going on around me. All the hacking, all the phone things, all the fraud, it's all coming full front. But anyway, the whole message was supposed to be about the people that are involved in these sacrificial organizations and this and that and the third. It's going to be revealed because all the people they sacrifice is reincarnated as somebody that they truly love. Literally that. So that was like one of the downloads. And then they also gave a warning, like a dream. It was like a dream of them just, it's gonna be a full out war, you know. But yeah, pretty much it's a lot going on. But I don't see it as no synchronicity. I don't see it as a coincidence that all this happened just right over here in the same community. That's crazy. But hey, it is what it is. I just couldn't want to drop in because I ain't never really spoke up on it. But it's a lot of things about the story that just don't make sense as a parent. It's just don't. But that's, you know, it is what it is. It's a lot of people involved. Shit. There's a lot going on right here. There's a lot of people with things to lose. But they not thinking about their salvation because half of them don't believe in it. But when they secret comes back to reveal itself as actually being somebody that you are very close to, you'll reveal it. You were there. You are. If nobody else in the world is watching, you are. So thank you. Hey, Mikey. Literally, like, what is your problem? Who cares? That's the stuff you care about. So me, I'm getting over things that I got going on in my personal life. So nobody watching me, that don't make no sense to me. That I don't care. You are. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. And I just said, hey, oh yeah, I had a premonition that it was what I wrote it down. And I feel nervous, like that's not my energy returning to the sender. Yeah. In this organization, this is a particular organization where they do incest. Where they do incest with their own kids. And the ones that they was given to, it was they said it was a Sagittarius, a Gemini, a Scorpio, a Taurus, a Cancer, a Capricorn, and an Aquarius. Yup. So, and they was like kids or whatever, because of whatever kind of organizations they got going on where they have to give sacrifices or whatever they have to do. That's why it's a lot of child trafficking going on everywhere all over the world. Yeah. So I already knew when that had took place. I said, you know, it's sensitive subject because nobody deserves that, you know, but that's just what's going to be happening, because that's like those situations like that is going to be happening. Because one sign is when they trying to exploit something and trying to drag a daughter to Zion in it so that they can be they can pull out their energy once more as if they in solidarity with you, and they actually aren't. Okay, they don't like you at all. You know what I'm saying? They anytime they can get their face on TV and say Black Lives Matter, they're gonna be right there. But nothing is gonna change for you. But as a daughter, when you go as a like me, like I had to do for my own by myself, and to this day, still. And that's okay, because God did that for a purpose, and I understand what the purpose is now. You know, I understand why it's going to be so it's not going to be a lot of people here, because the nastiness and the filth that's going on and how easy it is for them to use whatever influence they have to trick the masses, and you'll be out here just giving in, trying to tell people. And you'll be the fool, you know what I'm saying? And they'll still be doing the same schemes and scams. But hey, that's what it is. God said, let them run into a deep hole, because everything is going to be revealed. Because the enemy is the accomplice. Okay? Is the accomplice. Because what you offered, what you gave up, or what you were supposed to be offering up, which is me, and I didn't even know a lot of stuff that was going on that you already knew, just to steal and rob. hey, instead of exposing the incest and the giving away of kids at 9 and 11 years old, okay? So that you can still stay in a comfortable lifestyle, but you know what's going on with them kids. Yeah. And I understand why motherfuckers was want my neck so motherfucking bad, because it's few, and this is right in my neighborhood, right in the where I'm living at. Right where that child got killed at. That's what's going on. Because obviously in my brother's head, he was gonna have some type of different advantage if he just hate the person that he's birthed from and go procreate with others, because they do not have the same type of uh empathy or emotions or passion when it comes to like we do, because we are not trying to sacrifice. We are not trying to not a daughter of Zion just because you black don't mean you're a daughter of Zion. Just because it's a certain criteria that you're gonna be as a mother instinct. And hey, and these people come from other ethnic groups and backgrounds, and the first thing they want us to do is be out here because our energy has got to be used to make any type of war or any type of thing happen, and you the main target left out here by yourself. But you could be went through the same thing and lost 10,000 kids. What them folks was at then? They didn't give a damn. But you wasn't even looked at as a sister, so I don't even know why you out here talking about nothing. Because that person didn't even look at you as a sister, because they didn't even think you was worthy enough to have you around their seed. So hey, where is they friends at? Or I don't know. But we have to mind our business at the end of the day. But I was just gonna let my collective know how close to everywhere I come to, they happen to be. They happen to find a way to be in the area. And I've spoke on all the ethnic groups that came together to steal my money. And I done spoke on this shit 1,000 times. Over and over and over. Yep. So, but yeah, that's what they was gonna take from these people, because this secret of this ancestral stuff that they got going on, it's got to stop. Okay, and a lot of them do it, and they end up with what ended up happening. They ended up being paired with their own sibling, and then trying to procreate, and then the kids don't necessarily come out in good condition. But they didn't know. But the parents knew. You see what I'm saying? It's some evil stuff going on around here. All for financial gain. All to access information and knowledge for pleasures, I guess. And now that people are not, the stuff is going back, they doing everything they can to people like us in order to hang on by a thread so that the truth don't be revealed. But the truth gonna be revealed. The truth will definitely be revealed, But yeah, you just have to see it for what it is. And I didn't want to see it for what it was, but I see it for what it is now. Yeah. they have these people that's got all this money and power say, well, I dare you say something like that. I'm gonna fuck up everything you got going on, and then steal everything, and then tell you, here I go, and then tell you that you're a bomb. You know what I'm saying? And I lived through it all, the PTSD and everything else, and I'm still getting through it. Yeah. Because that would my seed wasn't gonna be my seed that they was gonna put on the chopping block. See, in order to keep theirs, they always put somebody else's up. But God ain't gonna let that happen no more. And that's the reason why they recruit, and they recruit more, and then they people with kids and all kinds of stuff, so they can keep the cycle going. It was working rather well. I mean, the whole big illusion. But yet, all these people with these positions of power, this, that, and the third, they all are part of the same organizations, or they all have the same type of linking to one another. They all are together in this binding to these children, and I guess making spiritual wives out of them is what they do. I guess these are different organizations with what they do. Yep. And that's why I said certain organizations that people are involved in, it's a bloodline thing. Yep. It was a bloodline thing, and a lot of bloodlines is gonna be wiped out. A lot of people because of the filthiness that's within that nobody decided that they was gonna care enough about to clean up. But hey, we learning. We learning. We just when we get the information, if we need to come out and say something about it, like I said, I seen a kidnapping from them 6 signs of people of children that they or somebody that they had and they was taken because that's what the entity or whatever they had, that's what they made a deal with. So and it was a trickster spirit. So I might be speaking in like riddles to you, but hey, it's the people that need to know. They understand what I'm trying to say. Well, they dig it. Okay, all those performances, that shit don't work. No, sir. The truth is the truth. And they thought that they was gonna take from the collective and be able to pay their debt back with that while trying to fool you with fake beef and this and that so you could tune in, tap in, they could suck energy through you. When they literally using you as a blueprint and just using their influence to take to level up quicker than you and then tell you that they had to work hard for it. No, you worked your vagina and your mouth real hard for it. That's why they put all that shit into you so you can contaminate yourself. So you'll no longer be a part of the tree of life. When you have all these foreign things that God didn't put into you because you telling God it wasn't good enough. So hey, it's prices we pay for everything and we just have to learn it. Yep. But yeah, it's a tragedy. But a lot of that's gonna be going on because a lot of people was fooling each other and playing games in these organizations with these organizations to pull these people in, and now backfires are hitting all over the place. So you can't bring something near me and then she's a witch and it happened until she came over to the area. You a motherfucking lie. You a motherfucking lie. So that's how God gonna reveal it. Let's see who gave them up. Let's see who was doing what, because that's gonna be the person that you closest to, all the loved ones. They're gonna reincarnate them sacrifices within the next 72 hours. That's who you gonna be. That's gonna be your circle. All the sacrifices you done made. So if you ain't made none, you ain't got to worry with it. Then I'm just talking rooty tooty on the fruity. But if you made some, that's why them young men from them rappers came, because they knew this was gonna happen. And they was gonna get to reincarnate and be right around the people that took them out. Mm, mm, mm. But yeah, that was the download. So they secret is gonna be they the love of their life. They got them drugged down into the mess in the begin with, and anybody else that they feel like was they getting that was a part of it that's around them. Okay, yeah, that's how it's gonna be revealed because they're gonna be around all the sacrifices. All the sacrifices is people in their life right now, and you dig it. So that was real quick. That's all I really needed to get out on that subject. I still wanted to say, yeah, I've been over here the whole time in this same area, and I know that obviously this person they had money or whatever, and they hung out with the white people. So where are the sisters for her? Where her friends at? Because they all knew it's different things. I can't say what they knew and what they didn't know, but it just things. And we gotta start making everybody be something to it. If that person is raising this child and they say that they ain't nothing to you, why are you trying to claim somebody that they know? Because your brother's just trying to make you claim it so that you could lose your spot and not get a sword so you can help them look like they doing something and they ain't never doing nothing but acting. Everything they do is act. That's it. Theater. It's all a act. It's all a play. Yep. It's all about making money, thinking they're gonna pay all these folks back that they done drug down from the top to from the bottom. It's a 369. It go all the way from the top to the bottom. Yeah. They gonna do it in different places, but God ain't gonna let them do it to your children, daughter of Zion, to prove their point or drag you into their fight that ain't got nothing to do with you. Because when you got to fight for you and yours, ain't nobody helping you. Period. I don't give a damn who you tell how many times. Look how long I've been talking about it. And all this stuff happened right up on the folk know it. Everything can be proven. All these officials, all this old shit. Still trying it. Still lined up. Invade my privacy. Using me like I'm some damn Truman Show. Okay? It's sick. And it's deranged. So, yeah, this is the hatred. The hatred is you was right and they hate to be wrong, and it was never about that. It was just about you doing what God had called you to do and facing your fears while you're doing it. Okay? But they took it as a slap in their face or a slap for their manhood or whatever, something else that you don't know nothing about. And you was literally standing in solidarity with them. But they knew what they was doing. They knew what deals they had made with the same man that they continue to say is oppressing them. They want to keep this narrative going so you can fight. While they sit there and steady make money and then pretend that the white man done gave it to this white woman while they still playing in your face and dragging you out with more money. But now God said there was an end. He started letting the collective snatch back everything that belonged to them. And then they wanted to take you out. But when they couldn't give you up to these people that they were promised so everybody could get this money, then they became the targets. Yeah. They got to switch a roof for y'all too. Yeah. So, you know what your participation was and what it wasn't. And that's just that. Talk to you later. Bye.